Now, to the ongoing controversy involving agricultural giant Monsanto's Roundup product. The key ingredient in Roundup, glyphosate, is a known carcinogen. Now, one man is taking the company to court. 46-year-old Dwayne Johnson is currently diagnosed with terminal cancer. He's blaming Roundup, saying he used the product 20 to 30 times a year between 2012 and 2015. The judge has granted Johnson an expedited case, saying he may not make it to 2019. Well, Johnson is the first of over 800 cancer patients suing Monsanto. And for more, we're joined by the lead attorney in the lawsuit against Monsanto, Michael Baum. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
You're welcome.
And first, can you tell us how your client came to the conclusion that their health conditions were results of the chemicals found in Roundup?
In March of 2015, the International Association for Research on Cancer actually published an analysis of glyphosate-based products, of which Roundup, produced by Monsanto, is one of its primary blockbuster products. And that study concluded that there was a connection between glyphosate or Roundup formulated products and non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
And what is your goal with this lawsuit? I mean, your clients certainly can't get years back on their lives. Have you heard from them the main reasoning for filing suit?
Well, first, they want to hold Monsanto accountable for failing to make people aware of how dangerous it is when people are exposed to it, either casually or professionally. The product itself says that it affects an enzyme found in plants, not in humans or pets, and that's not true. And it actually affects some of the gut microbiota and skin microbiota that are part of the immune system, and in an adverse way, which have the same enzyme pathway as plants that it's designed to kill. So people don't protect themselves as carefully when they're using it because they're led to believe by Monsanto that it's as safe as table salt and is not something that they need to protect themselves. That's safe. They show advertisements of people walking around in shorts and spraying it around their kids or their pets in their yards. And it conveys the impression that it's not a toxic chemical that can lead to cancer.
It's interesting that you say that because, you know, as I'm sure you've heard, Monsanto is denying that one of their main chemicals is causing cancer, and they're pointing to scientific research to back up their claims. So do you think that this lawsuit could change the company's reputation?
I think so, yes. And part of what that is a function of our having gained access to their internal communications about the product that have not been published in the past. We've declassified them and published them. Internally, they say that we cannot say that the formulated product, Roundup, does not cause cancer because we haven't tested it. And what the International Association for Cancer did, Research on Cancer, they analyzed the epidemiology, which is studies of people exposed in workplaces and farming and their landscaping, people who would get exposed to the formulated product having statistically significant elevated risks, statistically significant elevated incidence of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma if they use it for more than 2 days a year. And so that type of data, accompanied by animal data that showed carcinogenicity, accompanied by petri dish data that showed carcinogenicity, and a study of farmers in Colombia and South Africa, and South America, showed that there was elevated gene mutations or damage to farmers in the area where it was being sprayed there. So the combination of all this data from like epidemiology, toxicology, and mechanistic, these are three areas of science, each showing that there's an association, leads to a an evaluation by some of the most renowned and independent scientists in the world at the International Association for Research on Cancer, concluding that there's a link.
Thank you so much for your time. We unfortunately are out of time, but thank you so much, Michael Baum.
Okay.
We really appreciate it.